All right, so this video is explaining the overview of how the Profit First web application is going to work in a nutshell. And hopefully you've had an opportunity to watch my other video on the overview of the problem, right? There's a cash flow management problem with lots of small businesses, micro gyms included, where people, they manage things out of one bank account because it's inconvenient to set up bank accounts, right? So like everything's tied to this bank account, all the money comes in from all their revenue sources, and then from that same bank account, they pay people, their credit card statements are all tied to that bank account. And so that's a problem because it's difficult to know, and track profits, track tax burden, track, it's difficult to know, am I budgeting each month for new equipment that will, definitely wear out. So the point of this software is to help people track their cash flow in a very easy way. And you might be saying, well, certainly people can open up multiple bank accounts. Yes, that's true. But there's a couple of problems with that. One is that banks charge hefty fees. And two, sometimes business owners, people have different businesses, okay? And they want to open accounts and shut accounts down. Sometimes gyms take on new members. Sometimes they get bought and sold and things like that. And so it's a hassle if every time you want to open a new business, open a second location, to just go out and open a bunch of bank accounts. It takes time, it takes energy, there's fees, it's annoying. And so the point of this software is to, one, help them track all their cash flows easily, and two, make it super simple for someone just to open basically one account and everything's there. Okay, let me explain. So in a nutshell, when a user signs up for the app and then they select a template of what type of business, and right now we're starting with micro gyms. That's the first type of business. So there's going to be a predetermined number there's a template of buckets or accounts, if you will, that get created when they select micro gym, and the number is 7. And so the first one is here at the top of the tree. It's called income. Okay, and then there's 6 other buckets like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now the point of this is that the user is going to integrate this web application with all the other ways that they make money. Okay, so some have a gym management software like Gym Master or Tribe or Wodify, something like that. And the purpose of those gym management softwares, which are different from this, are they can easily create membership fees and subscriptions, and some even let them sell physical products and goods and supplements and things like that. It's like a store. Okay, so some they can basically integrate those softwares here. So there's native integrations that let them bring their income into this application. Okay. There's also some that use bigger, more common apps for e-commerce, like Shopify, or some of them sell challenges and information products related to health and fitness and weight loss, and a lot of them choose to do that through ClickFunnels or some other thing that's for info products. And so there's going to be, we want to have native integrations that lets them easily pull income from all these other apps into this one. Okay. So it needs to come into this income bucket, okay? From there, the user will set distribution rules so that the money gets dispersed into these other 6 buckets according to the rules that they've set. And so each of these buckets has a different purpose. One is to reserve profits. Another is to say reserve money for taxes. Another is so they can budget automatically for new equipment. So equipment, the gym owner is often a coach or a trainer, so they work as an employee in their own business. And so there's a separate account for owner's pay. And in small businesses, usually they're not just a trainer. Usually they're also a janitor. They also run their own marketing. They also are a greeter. They do lots of different things. They're like an admin, they pay bills and stuff. So like this is a bucket that helps them account for their own time and pay themselves for the time that they spend in their business. So there's a bucket for that. There's also a bucket for team members. Okay, so this is when they hire other people. And when they hire other people, like other coaches, other admin, like they can predict, they know how many hours a week those people are going to work. And so they can set a distribution rule to basically budget for how much to put into this account. And so, yeah, and then like another one is for operating expenses. Okay, and operating expenses is like the lease, the utilities, like things like that. The cost of running the business. Sometimes you have to purchase like supplements or apparel or something like that, or this is basically different from equipment. Like equipment, you can kind of predict and budget for. This is a separate bucket, if you will, for other business expenses for their gym. And so, like, remember we have integrations on the income. So we need to integrate with all this. Like we need to integrate also payment gateways like Stripe and PayPal and things like that, so that it's easy for them. Remember, they usually, gym owners have like multiple sources of income and stuff like that. They need to bring it into one spot, okay? Now, we need to have integrations on the distribution. So like profits and owners pay, so profits, for example, like some gym owners are the only owner of the gym, but others have like 5 partners or something like that. So there needs to be a way to integrate their bank accounts, okay? And set the distribution rules easily right here within this app. So you can say, all right, like I own 50% of the gym, and so every quarter when we do a profits distribution, I set this rule that 50% of whatever is in this account right here, boom, goes into my bank account. And then maybe you're a minority partner, you own 10%, you own 5%, you own whatever. It's like you can set these distributions to just every quarter, you pull whatever's in this profits account and you just split it across all the owners. Got it? Same thing with team members, like your coaches. And so they might, again, maybe their method of paying is directly into their bank account. Maybe it's tied to their PayPal account or whatever. And so then there needs to be an easy way to tie this to all the different staff members and pay them, okay? Or like maybe, again, you do the same thing here, like operating expenses, like the lease and things like that. Maybe you can just easily integrate things on the outflow. So that's like, those are the important integrations. And so, like, we also want, if a gym owner feels like they want to combine buckets, we want them to have the ability to delete. So like the default setting will load this. If they say they're a gym owner, it'll load these 7 accounts, boom, with like a predetermined percentages, like 5% here, 5% here, and just boom, boom, boom. We kind of like have a template set up for them, and then they can go in and they can change all the distributions however they want to. They can delete accounts. They could click a plus button out here and it just bloop, click, and then it opens another bucket. And if they have like a special bucket they want to budget for. So that's the idea. Like that's the intent in a nutshell. There needs to be integrations on the inflow. There needs to be integrations on the outflow. And because money actually has to come in and be managed by this application, it needs to be PCI compliant, and that it needs to be secure. And so there needs to be like Magic Link is a good way for like passwordless authentication. It's best if like the transactions are authenticated through like blockchain technology, things like that. And so like you get the sense. The level of quality and security needs to be similar to PayPal, because PayPal, again, like this app, it won't be FDIC insured, but neither is PayPal. So it's similar in that like it will actually handle money. Money will come in, it will get dispersed to these buckets. Eventually, it'll get dispersed out into like the owner's bank account, other people's bank accounts, and things like that. So that's the purpose of it. Let me know if you have any questions. Stay tuned.